What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, as you can see, I am not alone. I have got the one and only Grim Reaper here on the channel for the very first time. Guys, welcome Grim Reaper down in the comments below. And Grim, how the heck are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Hopefully you are as well, feeling a bit better. Thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, I am feeling way better. We were supposed to do this collab a week ago, and unfortunately I got not so great sick. I got pretty sick. It was coughing and sneezing, and Grim was kind enough to show me a little grace and be like, hey, Drock, I know that we had this collab planned and you didn't show up. So just want to make sure you're okay. And I was like, dude, I am so sorry, man. I am wrecked. So Grim, thank you for being gracious to me. It's a pleasure to have you on the channel. I told you before we started this video I was gonna roast your camera because we've got you at the craziest angle, and I think I've done a decent job of making it look okay. Yeah. But listen, if you go transparent, it doesn't matter as long as you're given hot, spicy raid takes. That's what the audience wants. So yes. I'm super stoked to have you here, and you came up with a pretty great idea, and this is what I always tell anyone who collabs with me is don't make me think of anything, just come up with something cool. And I think you have a good idea that I think is worth discussing, and that is basically the top 5 things that we want to change about all the different PvP modes in Raid Shadow Legends. So this is Classic Arena, this is Tag Team Arena, this is Live Arena, and what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do half of our top 5 list on this channel, and then we're going to do the remainder of the list on Grim's channel. So make sure to check the link in the description down below. I'll be linking Grim's channel there. Do me a favor, give him some love, give him some follows and some subs, and check out the second half of this video on his channel. We'll make sure they drop at the same time. So as the guest, you get to go first. Where do you want to start, man? You want to start Classic, Tag Team, Live Arena? What are you feeling?
Well, it's got to be Classic, isn't it? It's old school. It's still probably the best, arguably the best 15 minutes you enjoy weekly, right? So for me, like Platinum Arena, it's all about Platinum Arena, isn't it, really? Live Arena, Platinum Arena for me. Probably the 2 game modes I enjoy overall. I think the first thing I'd probably change in Classic Arena is the way that the chest, right? The gear is very outdated, except from the Divine Speed. Everything else kind of like really sucks, even for like mid-game players, etc. And then when you really want something, it's very outdated, very out quickly. It's something that needs to be changed, right? So
yeah, that's honestly, I didn't even think about that. That's a great change. These chests, I'm trying to remember, like, where the heck do I even get the chests from? Here we go. These chests are garbage. I mean, my lord, they are bad. I mean, you could make an argument that Swift's parry is still decent for plat for certain builds, but any other level, it's just like you're never using this gear. You know what I mean? You're never using this gear. We're 5 years into Raid, and Divine Speed is like useful for sure, but it always drops 5-star. It's like 5-star every single time. You know?
Yeah. And also what you have to take into consideration, you have to finish your plat to get Swift parry. So like Swift parry, reflection, even deflection is a bit niche. It has a bit of use right now in this meta. It's very hard to build, but it's got some use there. And they should be put in the chest. Like, why not? You know, Swift parry can be a good speed set kind of situation.
Sure.
It will depend on how people look you get. And the rewards as well. Like, I mean, I've been pushing Platinum Arena for 3 years now. How many times have you got a Sacred Shard? I think I've done it once. Right?
Yeah,
so,
dude, I can't. I mean, like, I've finished plat a handful of times in the last like several months just on accident. I haven't pushed platinum in over a year because I frankly just got so tired of Classic Arena, and I'll tell you why in a second, the things I would change. But I can guarantee you this, I sure as heck have never gotten a Sacred Shard out of Platinum Arena. That's for damn sure. So if you guys have gotten a good shard, a Sacred Shard out of Platinum Arena, please let me know in the comments down below how often that happens, because I certainly haven't seen it. But I'm fully with you on this, man. I'd love to see them change some of these rewards. Also, just the fact that these avatars aren't guaranteed is always one of the things that kind of surprised me. I remember the first time I finished in Platinum, I got an avatar just that time, and I thought was how it always was. And then I found out, like, oh, no, that's not guaranteed. I'm like, wait, what? Like, really? Somebody finishes Platinum, they're not even guaranteed the avatar? What the hell are we doing? So Yeah.
It's worth noting, like some accounts can't finish there consistently, and they put the time and effort in. They should be rewarded for that.
Yeah.
Um,
100%. 100%. Because like it's not easy to reach plat. Even as a spender, it's not necessarily easy to reach plat. And if you do it as a free to play, then you're definitely someone who's probably been playing the game for a while. So why not? Why not reward someone with at least an avatar and hopefully some better gear, and maybe a shard? But that's, I don't know, Grim. That's a lot to ask a Plarium. It's a lot to ask to improve
it is
5-year-old
indeed.
rewards or 4-year-old rewards.
I think for me as well, like it's worth noting, like one account I pushed on it, it took 4 months to get Avatar, consistently finished every
Wow.
week, and
Wow.
it took 4 months.
That's
It was
insane.
insane.
That's just, what are the
So
drop?
yeah,
The drop rates have to be absurdly low. That makes me sick to my stomach. But
well, it took me a month to get both of them, so it's very random.
dude, I don't even have the second one. That's,
Really? Oh,
yeah, dude. And I'll tell you why. Because this leads into why I don't play Classic Arena anymore. There are a couple of things that I would change about this, but I've got one right now, and that is the freaking reset time is 4 a.m. in America, man. I am not staying up on a Sunday night when I have work within 5 hours after 4 a.m. And I'm not going to sleep and waking up at 3 o'clock to play Raid Shadow Legends. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. It's absurd that in the entire history, at least I think so, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they had a different time initially, but at least for the last 3 years, Platinum Reset has been the same time every single week. Why can we not make this fair for people in different parts of the world and change it at least on a monthly basis, where it's like, okay, we'll do 4 a.m. in an Eastern time on this month, but then the next month we're going to change it so that it's a different time. Like, it's just not fair. It's horse shit is what it is, and it's why I don't do it. Like, it's one of the major reasons why I don't do it. The other one I will reveal shortly, but I hate that this always happens at the same time. I don't know, man. Am I alone in this, or do you feel the same way?
well, for me, in my time zones, Platinum Arena was 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., which for me, in a night owl, wasn't great. No, in Indonesia, it's perfect because I don't want to rub it in, but it's actually like 2, 3 p.m. here for Platinum
Oh
Arena.
wow, look at this, look at this, look at this guy. He's got 2 or 3 p.m. Very chill time to do platinum.
Yeah, literally roll out of bed, coffee, feet up. All right,
Roll out of bed,
get the
1:30, fire it up. I mean, clearly
yeah,
I've made a mistake by living in America. I need to move to Indonesia ASAP, Grim.
yeah.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I mean, it's great. It's like great for me. It's perfect timing because like sometimes in Plat, even in England, like 8 a.m. It's like half sleep.
Mm.
All right, what's this champion do? I can't remember who's geared, who's not. Like, yeah, especially like when you just run in a bit late because it's one of them ones. It's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a bit of a
You
bad
just
reset,
you
and it's
throw
like,
something in there, you're like, all right, good luck. I'm not
yeah,
awake right now, so I totally get it. But okay, so we have difference of opinion because now you're in a great time zone, but at least you can understand where I'm coming from what I
yeah. I mean,
experienced previously.
I totally agree. I mean, I don't care what time they're gonna put the reset. Like, if I'm available to do it, I'm gonna do it. To be honest, like I wouldn't mind 4 a.m. because like I actually stream 12 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Good
In
lord, dude.
Indonesia. So for me, it fits perfectly, right? Because that's like my target audience is British viewers and Europeans, so that's a very good time for over there.
Okay.
And 15 years in hospitality as well. Like you work in bars, etc. Like you
Yeah,
get
you're
used
used
to
to
this
it.
stuff.
Yeah, you're used
So
to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. getting off of your shift.
yeah,
So, and the funny thing is,
yeah,
like, I'm a night owl, and if I didn't have a day job, yeah, by all means, screw it, put it at 5 a.m. I don't care. I'll stay up the whole night. But I've got that day job, man. I'm one of those full time day job havers instead of full time content creators. That's the dream, right? So
yeah.
maybe one day I'll get there. But all right, at least we can understand the same viewpoints, even if we may have different preferences as to what time. So that's my big thing. What else you got for
Is
Classic
it,
Arena?
well, just going back onto your point quickly as well,
Yeah.
like I enjoy the challenge, and then like I know a lot of players who ask me to push on their account just to get their avatars because they want to do it, but they don't want to stay up to 4 a.m.
Mm.
And it's very common. Like I've seen it a lot over 3 years. So it's like, yeah, it's one of the things like I would generally do it for most people. I mainly just push on SP accounts now because obviously, the rival USSP yourself, so you understand that. Um, so it's just fun, different challenges, different people. I would love to face new people instead of like facing the same people in and out. So that I'm definitely up for that. Um, Another thing I'd probably change about Classic Arena, I guess is the one thing is forge materials, right?
Okay.
Um, as an in-game player, once you max out your Great Hall, you really run low on your materials, right? So you get all the materials from the Doom Tower. I farm everything. I'm quite efficient with my stuff. Even farm in this rotation, I do 15 keys a day. Try to do secret rooms, even got the champions.
Wow.
Like I like to proper like dedicate and go full out. I don't have enough match days. Like you get 4 per win, right?
Yeah.
And this is the only thing that I actually buy the Forge Pass for, is to try and do the missions, right? And try and get the extra 200. You get 800 from the Forge Pass. That is a lot of arena tokens,
Yeah.
right? And it's cheaper to spend it on that than actually buy the refill and spend the time farming it. Really, most of the time you're just doing that stuff in game anyway,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
I
it's
need
I'm
more of
always
this.
running.
I need
Yeah,
more
that's the thing
Magisteel,
that
man. I
yeah,
I had
that's
max Magisteel for the longest time, and I didn't realize the Swift Parry. I just didn't pay attention. 50 per
mhm.
item. Are you absolutely mad? Like, this is so absurd relative to how long it takes to farm. Whereas something like Perception, which is arguably a better gear set, you could argue not, depending on what you're trying to do, but is 5. What the hell is this, man? Like, this is like, these are one of those little things that you see littered around Raid that is such a simple improvement and fix that would make a major impact, that they just don't care enough to do. And it drives me crazy because I'm fully with you. I agree. Like, the forge materials and the stuff you get from Classic is like, you either need to give a lot more or remove limits, or like reduce like crafting costs, because this is just crazy stuff.
It just have to increase the arena. Maybe they can put it in live arena. There's loads of places they can put it in.
Yeah.
And just why are we not getting 100 per win? Like 4 per win in Gold 5 is very stingy. You get
Mm-hmm.
like what 30, 40 tokens a day if you maximize. I mean, there's so much going on in Raid right now. Um, why would you sit there if you're not farming out your Great Hall? You don't get like, even the max Great Hall chest that we get as a in-game player once your Great Hall is max. Like it's not great. The gear is
No,
not great.
no. But
Like
that's
we're
like,
literally looking for mythical.
that's what they're known for. You know what I mean? Like, where
Mm.
does Raid give great rewards in any part of the game? I mean, look at Chimera Clash. Look at Chimera. The rewards are just, they're shite. As you'd
Did you
say
see my
in
comment? Did you
the
see my
UK.
comment in the content creator chat yesterday?
I can't remember if I saw, I think I read it. Like, remind me what you said.
It was I mentioned a couple of things that I'd say mentioned to the devs because they released that statement about the Supreme Club, and I was like, okay, pass these on because content creators we're meant to be listened to, but we're not. And I even knew that before I joined the CC program, and it's like, okay, ask them for this, ask them for that, ask them for this. All the rewards, like the best rewards they've done is literally Doom Tower. I haven't
Yeah.
had anything good since Doom Tower.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
even per city chess absolutely sucks. I've been waiting 3 months of Carnage level 5. I cleared every rotation,
Mm.
right, except for one, and I've got one mythical to show from it. And there's people literally clearing like just like 3, and they got 3 mythicals from it.
From the
So it's
remnant
like,
summons, you mean? Or,
yeah,
oh, dude, I
yeah,
have,
it's
you
just
got one
insane.
mythical? I've gotten no mythicals, my bro. I've gotten
I mean,
0.
how many rotations you done? Because I saw that you was clearing them quite consistently, right? Because I
Yeah,
was
I
watching
clear
your
them
stream
now. Yeah,
once.
I clear all of them now. I'd say I've like fully cleared maybe 4 or 5, so not all of them by any stretch of the imagination, because I just don't care. But I've gotten what, at least one remnant every single time, from
Mm.
defeating
Yeah,
Amias or Amius.
yeah.
So I've gotten at least one remnant, and usually half of another remnant, because I'm missing what,
Mm.
40 by not, usually it's stage 19 I
Yeah.
don't finish. Um,
Mhm.
so you might have gotten like maybe an extra 5 or 6 remnants than me, maybe 7 in total for how long it's been out. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I opened 18 before I got my first mythical.
yeah, I've opened at least, I would say, probably 13 or 14, maybe 15, I've gotten zip. So I'm right there with you. I mean, but that's the beauty of Raid. I had someone you'll love this. I had someone the other day who was like, I don't like, for, this is completely off topic, but I have to say it. They're like, I don't like that King Arthur, makes it easier to get legendaries. And I'm like, the hell's wrong with you? Like, look, exactly. I'm not saying that I want to get every single thing super easy. I'm just saying I want realistic rates, or at least friendly rates, especially when you've got 800 plus champions in a game. But anyway, we're getting off topic. I can talk about all this stuff all day long, but I'm with you on the forge materials. I'm going to throw out one more thing about Classic Arena, and then we'll move on, that I don't like. And this is such an easy win that has been talked about for years, that they have never done, that I now just saw that they acknowledged again that, maybe we're thinking about doing this. We're going to think about it. And that's a blind Classic Arena. Like, it's absolutely absurd that after years of dealing with the fact that it's easy to see who an opponent is, which means their stuff, which means you can also have your entire clan target somebody, which has happened every single week in Platinum Arena for years now. It just completely removes the point, in my opinion, which is, this is an individual game mode. This isn't Siege. This isn't Team Arena. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be an individual accomplishment. Well, guess what? It's not. And it basically never has been, because you can see exactly who someone is. You can see the number of trophies they have, and then you can tell your entire clan to hit them in the last 3 minutes of the night and basically screw them out of first place. It's just stupid. It's bad game design, and it's something they should have fixed years ago, but they just didn't care enough to do it. Now they said they're going to take a look, because people have continued to bring this up. And now maybe enough complaining has happened. Like, people hate, videos where like, oh, you complain, you this and that. Well, guess what? Nothing ever gets fixed if you don't. If you don't say something, it never changes. So here's me once again for the 20th time saying, hey, Plarium, maybe you should make Classic Arena blind. I don't think, maybe we should just make it more competitive. Just a thought process. Because that and the reset, that's why I don't participate. I literally don't care to do it because of those two things. So that's my second thing for Classic Arena.
I would only make that for Platinum Arena as well. Like, Gold 5 is good for early games, etc. to play, and how much time, considering it takes to play Raid. I think if we just have that in Platinum Arena for the competitors, and that's a game. It's a win-win situation for everyone. We're not screwing no one over from that. And the people who enjoy P versus P is great. So
yeah, I love that Panda has changed his name to Game Over Raid.
Yeah.
Man.
He's also
go ahead.
He's also the only account that has 17 trophies, so it doesn't matter what name he puts on that.
You put anything you want. So everyone knows exactly who it is. I just love that the sentiment around the game is that low right now. He's like, the game's over. It's done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
But hey, we're still here. We're still chatting. We're still content creating. All right, let's go to Tag Team Arena. I'm curious to hear your improvements here. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know what the heck I do here. So hook me up with something. Tell me what you're thinking.
Main thing here, two things that need to update. Shop, outdated. There's a lot of things in the game that hasn't been updated. We see some updates to the clan shop. This needs to be updated. Like, why is there not primal in there? Why is there not tomes in there, like mythical tomes? We're asking for a lot. There's no chaos orders. There's no feast. There's no rank charm. Well, there is rank charms, but there is no mythical ones, right? There's literally a lot that can add in there that's been added in the game since 3 vs 3 is in the game. It hasn't seen any updates for about 2 years. Massively updated. It's probably the best shop by far once you get into gold, and most in-game accounts can get there. So you can really pick what you want. If you want that sacred, you pick that sacred. If you want that primal, you pick that primal. You can't have everything. But you can do a good stash, right? A sacred month, that's 500 points. There's a big difference on fusions.
Yeah,
especially there's primal there as well. Another thing, time sync, right? Time is a massive problem in this game. Or maybe I should have done this a bit later on, but for me, half the tokens, double the rewards, double the points. Make it 5 tokens a day.
They'll never do that, Grim. They're never gonna do that. I do, brother. I wish, man. Is that how it used to be?
It used to be. Yeah, when it first released, you had 5 tokens a day. You got 5 rewards, and then you'd do any extras, and the rewards, and they increased it to 10, which at the
No
time
freaking, I
made sense.
never knew this. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was literally within like the first 2 or 3 weeks of Free vs. Free Arena because I was so buzzing over Free vs. Free. I wasn't competitive in play at the time. So it was like, yeah, some type of new PvP content I can get stuck into. And it's just never seen this. Now it's like a massive time sink. If it wasn't for the player base, the community, which we're so lucky to have a great community,
Yes.
this would be absolute get content like probably dead of the dead, right? There's no incentives, there's no trophies, there's no competitiveness to this. It's been added into the game and it's dead,
Yeah,
right?
I've
Like,
got an idea of why that is, and I'm just going to lead into my issue with this game mode, and that is I just don't think people like it. I think the vast
right.
majority of people do not like this game mode, and I'm one of them. So you want to know what I would do this game mode? Delete it. Delete this game mode. I'll give a different one on your channel, but I'm dead serious, man. Like, this has never been a popular game mode because it's a pain in the ass to do. It's a pain in the ass to do. It requires an absurd amount of champions, especially when you're starting out. And I've never once thought like, oh man, I am so excited to jump in tag team arena right now. Like, oh god, yes, I'm so
Yeah,
ready. Like, oh, I'm gonna show them who the badass is. I just think this game mode sucks. And if I were
yeah,
in charge of Plarium, I would go back to the drawing board and say, you know what? How do we make this more fun? Like, how do we, if we're
yeah.
gonna have some type of tag team arena, how do we make it? And like, better rewards would be one thing that at least makes it the juice worth the squeeze. But like, what do we do to make sure that players actually enjoy this, right? So
Yeah.
that would be my take on this game mode. Just get rid of it, start again, admit that it's a failure, admit that you messed up, fix it, make it better. Also,
Yeah.
something that's never going to happen. So it's
Yeah.
a fool's dream, I guess I should say.
I would say that you could arguably say for like early game, anyone that's coming up to late game, this is probably the most difficult competitive side of P versus P because like even for like Arena and Silver, you can take 5 champions. That's it. You just need 5 champions, maybe 6 for live arena and bronze. No one's low level in 3 versus 3 is going to be a high level gold
Yeah.
at live arena unless they can't be bothered to do it. So it's like, they don't have the champions. Maybe they need to reduce the amount of teams that can be holded there in lower levels. Like maybe you just put in like one defense or something like that, or you can use the multiple champions or multiple teams. It gets gear as well. Like, how much gear do a lot of people have, right?
Hmm.
So there's definitely a lot of changes that could be made there. I think again the shop needs a massive update. Like
Yeah.
throw a few more legendaries in there to help them to get that. But don't lock it behind the bronze. Don't lock it behind the gold.
Yeah.
Lock it behind bronze. Like I don't know what champion do you think that could fit in right there right now? That would be massive for. I think like
Um,
maybe UDK
I
maybe.
mean that'd be phenomenal if they were willing to do that, but that'll be a
Mm,
cold day in hell before that happens. I mean, like
yeah.
that would be great, and I think yeah, that's a champion that makes sense for everybody's account, and certainly on my free to play account, I'd love to have a UDK.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. You're taking all of my points for your video. I just want to let you know. Like, I've got nothing for your tag team arena video because I agree
So
exactly with what you're saying. I've never understood why this is locked to specific levels, especially when these levels are literally impossible for some accounts to achieve. Like, just can't do
mm,
them. You want to
like
talk about like
for me,
hardest
like
champions in the game to get? Bramati's probably the hardest at this point if you don't spend money because you can't do these quests. You cannot get them done. It's
gold,
just not possible.
yeah, gold one is like I sometimes if like for paid service, I will take someone's count from silver 4 to gold 1.
Wow.
Luckily, I've always been blessed with really good gear or like they haven't built it properly or built the champions properly. There was one account that I did, I remember like a couple of months back, 6 months, I had only 3 champions, non-free to play. I had to take in this meta against mythicals, had no armbands on the account as well, so it was even
Oof.
rough.
Oof.
And I dragged the account to gold 1 and got him his run 2.
Well, there you go.
So
See, guys, here's an advertisement for Grimm's Gold One services. Because I'll tell you right now, there's no amount of money in the world that will make me do that for you. So make sure to hit up Grimm if you want someone to help you come to Gold One. So at least we've done you a solid there, Grimm, because that is literally, you talk about hell. That would not be fun. Oh,
yeah, I might
man,
have to
this
fight
is too
Turkey
good.
soon.
All right, let's bring it home to Live Arena. We're not going to cover Siege in this mode because, frankly, I mean, Plarium doesn't even treat Siege as Arena, so, you know, forget Siege. We'll put Siege on your channel if you want to do it there. But tell me about Live Arena. What would you change about this game
There's
mode?
there's two things they need to do.
All
right. First of all, I like the idea of forcing people to do Live Arena, and the people need to hear me out.
Oh, wow. You are gonna piss some people off.
Yeah, but this is what I do differently. I would remove the quest from people's dailies advance, right? And I would incentivize people to do it with better rewards. So what I'd do is that energy right there, I'd make that at least 150 and let them keep in an inbox for 90 days. Same as the multi-battles, right? It's not hard to get 5, and as a low spender myself, like you're not happy with the state of game, I'm very low spend now. Like $100 is my month, is my top up, and most of the time it's literally $40, right? And that would be big for me. Fusions at help out, etc. It'd be such a great. This was like one of the best updates it did, except from that request. That quest was really bad for them to do, and I did not like that myself. And then second thing, that chest that needs to be 10, right? No,
putting 10 Live Arena battles?
No, Live Arena. The one that will give you primals.
Oh, you're saying 10 wins? You're saying this?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, not 35. Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, like they'll. So it ain't never gonna happen.
so for me as a player, that's low spend. Sometimes Gold 4 can just be a bad day, can be sweaty, right? A lot of days I'm good, but some days you're just facing Cartman, etc. Great players, big spenders. That's fine. I have no problems with that. But there is a lot of things that need to be worked on Live Arena, and it has such great potential. I've seen you mention many times. I know you enjoy the game mode set from Cheapy Sheepy, and for me, force people to do the arena to literally get 10 wins. Right, that's literally 2 days, and they get a primal. At Gold 4, I would cap it at 30 to 40 primals, which is insane.
Dude, I mean, listen, you're not going to hear me say no to any of these proposals. I'm going to say hell yes. I would love that.
I will force people to go to Gold 4 and to help fix the matchmaking system a bit better, right? Because you got Kraken sitting in Gold 3, Gold 2 for that easy fights, and I can't blame them. And also, like, no one cares about badges when they don't go for rewards. I don't care about the badges. And also, we haven't got a way in this game to find mythicals. Now, if you give 30 to 40 primals, that's still 6 months with bad mercy and bad luck on 2x events to get 1 mythical.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, the numbers are there. Krakens still spend. Krakens are happy. They spend more money. It's a typical thing. We can farm the gear. The gear is brilliant. Z is brilliant. Impulse is brilliant. That helps you everywhere. Chimera, etc. And is it too much ask? Like, seriously, is it too much ask? And people will do Live Arena just to get the primals.
I mean, all the things you're saying, no, like 1,000,000% support. There's not a single thing you've said that I couldn't understand why you'd put it out there, and why I would, why I'd love to see it happen. And I think this gets into a deeper conversation, about Plarium and about Raid in general. And that is, if this game were started over today, that's something that they would do. If you had all the things that you're in here today, when they first started this game, and Clan Boss is a great example of this, look at how many shards you get from Clan Boss relative to everywhere else in the game. Like you get
difference,
yeah. Same with Doom Tower, even, which again, to your point is really the best reward thing they've ever put. But it was built so
Yeah.
long ago, and I don't know what changed or who took over the team or what happened, but somebody came in at some point in the last 3 years and just said, you know what? Fuck the player base. I don't really care about giving them a reasonable chance to get a mythical. I know they're going to spend anyway because they're addicted, and I'm just going to milk them out of it. And like, I know that's the brutal, honest truth that I'm laying out here. And as someone who spent a bunch of money in this game, I am as much to blame for this as anybody else is. Though I will say I haven't dropped a single dollar in the game in the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. I just basically said, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm tired of not seeing improvements. You know,
I'm still like positive about the game. I've got like a lot of hope for the game. I think, like I said to you off video, I think did a lot of good stuff. But when they do something bad, they do it really bad and it
yeah.
outshines it. Like Hydra is definitely one of them. Like Hydra, like trying to fix Trunda. Like any content creator, not even need to be big brains, could have fixed the Hydra problems without killing the game mode.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I
And done it
hate
like,
Hydra.
and done it in a week, done it in 2
Yeah.
weeks. I think this is like this. We're delving into different territory here, but I think it's worth talking about because all of the strong opinions that I have held over my time playing Raid and that you have and that really anyone else has all come from a place of, at its core, really enjoying the game, or at least at one point really enjoying the game. And it's one of those things where, you know, it may not have happened yet, but eventually all these things add up and people stop playing and the game does die. And maybe it takes another year, maybe it takes 3 years. I don't know. Maybe it takes 6 months. You never know. But the more selfish decisions that Plarium makes to milk the player base, the less people will play eventually. May take time. Or the more you push someone to that breaking point and they just say like, I'm done spending and I don't care. And it's really tough to get people back from that ledge unless you make some really excellent changes. So you're absolutely right. Like Hydra is a great example of that. And everything you've said right now, like giving us a limit of 30 to 40 mythical shards, realistically, it's really not that many mythical shards because you have a very low chance of getting a legendary out of them anyway. And if you look at a month of doing clan boss, you could easily get 30 to 40 ancient shards in a month of doing clan boss. Like that's honestly fully in line with that. And in fact,
more than that.
Yeah, and in fact, this would
so.
take more time than it would take to do clan boss, right? Like because you're doing individual fights, it would take significantly more time to do this. So it's not like it's just a gift; you'd still have to earn it.
I think one thing that I'd really do though is because I play on multiple accounts for like Arena. Right, I'm in gold 3, I'm in gold 1, I'm in silver, and the one thing that I'm noticing now, the two problems is the matchmaker system is completely busted throughout the whole arena.
Yes.
And right now, what I do is say gold 4, 40, gold 3, 30, gold 2, because once you got the rewards, once you got the champion, people will then drop back down purposely, and that hurts other players, and it's so bad for the game, for the game mode. You have to incentivize people to stay at the top of the top. Like for example, gold 5, people stay at gold 5, they don't drop to gold 3 or gold 2. You know, they stay there in classic arena. So you have to incentivize people. I know it kind of penalizes newer players, etc. That for like saying that yes, you have to be gold 4 and they might not have the gear and champions to get there. At the end of the day, we are also helping you long term because you're not facing the Krakens, you're not facing the big players that should be up there fighting me, fighting you, fighting the best players, right? They don't want to fight the best players. They want to fight people that can be beaten easily and rolled over. One, because of time, and two, it's easy.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. So that's where I'd limit it. Like I see this game, Doc, is not gonna die anytime soon, in my opinion, because I see people with 2014 accounts, 2013 accounts with like +2 mythicals, plus 3 fully awakened, and I know how much a mythical costs, especially without even a blessing. So have multiple copies and multiple mythicals, and they're in lower level arenas. People are still dropping a lot of money in this game on a daily basis.
Well, you know who isn't?
Right.
Me. Sorry about that. I had a little audio issue, but what I was going to say was one person who is not spending anymore is me. I have fully stopped spending. Now, could I start again in the future? Sure. Is it maybe too little, too late? Yeah, I'm sure it probably is. But I got to a point in the last couple weeks where I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I am so tired of things not improving. I am tired of stuff not changing. I am tired of absurd player unfriendly decisions being made. And really, honestly, what pushed me to this place was starting to play King Arthur. I'm not even kidding you. I started to play King Arthur and I thought, like, here's a game that is fun, in my opinion, that is significantly more player friendly, that offers a challenge that I can play more casually and just enjoy. And most importantly, that I don't feel like every decision that's being made is to try to screw me over as hard as possible to see how much I'll take. And that's literally what changed my mind. Like that was what finally pushed me to that place where I was like, there's just no point in doing this anymore. And like, candidly with you, Grim, it very well may hurt my content because so much of my content is spend focused, showing off champions that I got and whatever else and anything like that. But I just don't care anymore. Like until Plarium makes meaningful changes in every area of the game, not just this, but every area of the game, I don't feel like dropping a bunch of cash. And frankly, I hope a lot of people feel the same way so that starts to change. But, you know,
yeah, we'll I've kind of gone off topic a little bit here, but there's a lot of in-game players that feel the same as you. I felt the same as you. Like, I've dropped spending. I think when I first started playing Raid, I was spending $500 to $750 a month, which is a lot of money. And now my limit is like $100. Maybe I might break it every now and again for like 2x primals, but I'm trying to be competitive like yourself in live arena, and it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I definitely understand the frustrations that you like have said multiple times in your videos. I say it multiple times on my stream as well. Like people see the frustration some days. It's just you're having bad days, you're being yourself, and I don't think it hurts your content at all. I think if anything, it enhances your content. And I started playing King Arthur as well. I don't have much time right now because obviously the baby, etc.
Yeah.
But, like you get like the dailies take 10-15 minutes. So quick. You have extra dailies. So you have to complete.
You have more to choose from. It's like eye-opening how player-friendly it is, man. Like
you can skip it.
It's crazy. Actually. Yeah, you don't have to do them all. You know, pick and choose what you want to do.
You literally guaranteed the legendary after 60 summons.
Yes.
That's a mercy.
And you know when it is. And you see it, you know what I mean? Like you see exactly how close to mercy you are. Another thing that people have asked for in this game. And I totally didn't, by the way, I didn't mean to turn this into like, fuck this game. But I think I'm just mentally at that place now. And anytime I talk about things that can be fixed, like it's because I really wish they'd just do it. Everything you're talking about would not ruin people's desire to spend, would only enhance it. They made these kind of changes, would I come back and spend again? Yeah, I probably would. But because they refuse to do this stuff, I like
me too.
Yeah, there you go. Like that's what it is.
For me, like, you know, it's hospitality rules of upgrading and stuff like that. My background, like, strong incentive. Like you be yourself, you look after the people, and people will always tip you better. They will always spend more money, so you know your bosses are happy.
Yep.
It's simple stuff. I mean, it's not even it's not even needing a business degree. Like they break the sales, guaranteed. So yeah,
that's what I've always said. That's what I've always said. But I think their business models were just going to frustrate people to spend more. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how they approach it. But look, I don't want to talk too much about all of this on my channel. I do want to get to your channel. I'll just say the one thing I would change about Live Arena, because it's short and quick, everybody knows it. Fuck cheap forever. So there you go. I would change the balance on that. I'm not going to talk about it here. We all know. I'm going to save the other stuff for Grimm's channel. This was a really interesting conversation. I know that this took a very different turn from what we initially said when we started, but I'm glad that it did, because I've wanted to say some of these things for a while, because I'm just that frustrated with stuff. And I'm glad that you were open to kind of delve in this direction, Grim. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope people are still watching. If you're still watching, comment the word change down below, because we would all love to see some actual changes to Raid that are positive and that make us happy and make us excited to play. So comment the word change down below. Grim, anything else you want to let them know before we head over to your channel and talk some more about some other changes we'd like to see?
No, we can only just hope that 2025, new company coming in, things can only get better, right? Can they really get worse?
I'm not going to answer that. Guys, we'll see you in a video soon. This has been Grim Reaper TV. It's Grim Reaper TV, right? At the end, right? I got that right?
Yeah, Grim Reaper TV Raid, yeah.
Yeah, TV Raid. There you go. Grim Reaper TV Raid. I'm giving the whole name here, not just Grim Reaper. And your boy, Big Papa Drock. And we are out. And come check out Grim's channel next. See you later.